13:25. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So, this morning we're reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, The Lotus Feet of the Lord, Chapter 13, Text number 25. Tishapi
Tasyapi
Tava
Tava
Deho
Deho
Yam
Yam
Kipanasya
Vipanasya
Jiva Vishnu Visho
Jivisho
Haryati
Paryati
Anichito
Anichito
Jirno
Jirno
Jaraya
Jaraya
Vasasi
Vasasi
Iva
Iva
Dashapitava Deho Yam
Tasyapi Tava Deho Yam
Vipanasya Jijivaso
Vipanasya Jivisho
Haryani Chito Jirno
Paryati Jirno
Jaraya Vasasi Iva
Jaraya Vasasiva
Dashapitava Deho Yam
Tasyapi Tava Deho Yam
Vipanasya Jijivaso
Vipanasya Jivisho
Haryani Chito Jirno
Paryani Chito Jirno
Jaraya Vasasiva
Jaraya Vasasiva
Tasya of this Api in spite of Tava your Deha body Ayam this Kripanasya of one who is miserly Jivusho of you who desire life Harati who will dwindle Anitita even unwilling Jirna deteriorated Jaraya old Vasasi garments Iva like translation and purport by His Divine Grace to the Prabhupada Ki Jai. Despite your unwillingness to die and your desire to live even at the cost of honor and prestige, your miserly body will certainly dwindle and deteriorate like an old garment. Purport. The words Kripanasya and Jivosho are significant. There are two classes of men. One is called the Kripana and the other is called the Brahmana. The Kripana, or the miserly man, has no estimation of his material body, but the Brahmana has a true estimation of himself and of the material body. The Kripana, having a wrong estimation of his material body, wants to enjoy sense gratification with his utmost strength, and even in old age he wants to become a young man by medical treatment or otherwise. Dhritarashtra is addressed herein as a Kripana, because without any estimation of his material body, he wants to live at any cost. Vidura is trying to open his eyes to see that he cannot live more than his term, and that he must prepare for death, since death is inevitable. Why should he accept such a humiliating position for living? It is better to take the right path, even at the risk of death. Human life is meant for finishing all kinds of miseries of material existence, and life should be so regulated that one can achieve the desired goal. Dhritarashtra, due to his wrong conception of life, had already spoiled 80% of his achieved energy, so it behooved him to utilize the remaining days of his miserly life for the ultimate good. Such a life is called miserly because one cannot properly utilize the assets of the human form of life. Only by good luck does such a miserly man meet a self-realized soul like Vidura, and by his instruction get rid of the nescience of material existence. Om Jnanatamarandasya Jnanandasavakaya Chakshurvritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Bhukam Gokulachalam Bhante Yat Kripa Taraham Bande Shigurum Dinadaranam Vanchikapati Vishak Vipassanute Pacham Paritanam Pavane Vaishnavi Vyom Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vasudeva Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Here, Vidura is continuing his instructions to Dhritarashtra. These are kind of like slaps, subtle slaps. It's like sometimes they have the saying that someone might be acting foolishly or intoxicated, and a friend comes up and gives them the slap, and they say, "Oh, well, thanks, I needed that," So Dhritarashtra, he's getting some slaps, and he needs them, and he's getting them from a very good personality, a very pure personality. So it's only for his good. And Dhritarashtra, he's realizing that, as we're going to find in the future text here, that he'll appreciate. So here, Vidura is telling him he's a kripana. He's a miserly person. So what is a miserly person? A miserly person is someone who's greedy. He wants to get so many things, thinking that if I have these things, if I have this sense gratification, I'll be happy. But no, this is Maya. Krishna says, "Jnana Shavaram Karma Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya Buddhasana Vichar Kripanath Vichar." That one to keep all abominable thoughts, all abominable activities far away by the process of devotional service. And that consciousness surrender into. But those who are miserly, they want to enjoy the fruits of one's activities. So pretty much, as Prabhupada said, that here Vidura is speaking to one Dhritarashtra, but now throughout the world, they're all Dhritarashtras, practically. And within ourselves also, there's little Dhritarashtras. So there's some tendency to enjoy the material world, kripana. So there's in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a mention of a person called the Avanti Brahmana. They never give his name, but he's known as the Avanti Brahmana. And he was like this. He was very miserly, just filthy rich. But he wouldn't give to his family, even for himself. He just wanted more money. That greed, more and more money. But due to fate, the government took some, and thieves took some, and the family took some, and taxes and this and that, and he became broke, lost everything. But Krishna says that to show special mercy, I take away everything. So everything was taken away from him. But in that desolate position, he became enlightened. It was a slap by Krishna, and he woke up. It woke him up, and he got a realization: I'm a soul within. He dedicated himself to Krishna and became a devotee. He took the vow of monam, and he was trapped, just going around. He would just beg for food and live in a very simple, pure life. But people would mistreat him. He was really getting the mercy. Sometimes it's described that people would come and they'd pass air in his face and they'd spit on his food, and even it's mentioned that they bound him like an animal, and it's really, really, he really got the mercy. And this helped him actually to become more detached. He said, and it's described in the Bhagavatam, there's a song about the Avanti Brahma. Nayam Jino Ye, Nayam Jino Ye, Nayam. I can't remember that. But he says that the cause of my suffering is not the people. Na devetatma. Krishna is the source of all remembrance and forgetting. So, nor is it the demigods, nor is it stars. Sometimes you might see people say, "Oh, I'm under the bad star now," or something. Astrology. It's not because of the demigods, not because of the stars, not because of karma, not because of time, not because of people. But what's the cause? What's the cause of the suffering? He says the mind. The mind is the cause of the suffering. And this is all because Dhritarashtra, he was so attached. He was so attached to this position, so attached to his son also. And this caused so much suffering to him. And one of the biggest problems in the world now also is mental disease, stress. And so many people seeing psychiatrists. Just the other day I was at Santa Cruz, and one young boy, he must have been 18, yeah, he said, "Yeah, I have to go do some therapy now." And I said, "Well, these books will help you more than any psychiatrist." So he got the books, and maybe a half hour later, he came back and he to the table and said, "Oh yeah, these books are great. You know, I think you're right. These will probably help me more than psychiatrists." Yeah. Sometimes, actually, one friend of mine, he was studying at university, and he had some friends who were studying psychiatry at school. And he said that his friends, that they said, "Well, we're just studying this just to see what's wrong with me." So you go into an office where there's a psychiatrist treating a patient. It's hard to see which one is the patient, which one is the doctor. So yeah, they're just speculating about what is beneficial and what isn't beneficial. So therefore we have to give this knowledge by which people can be delivered from their materialistic mind and materialistic intelligence. People have become bewildered by the material nature and don't know what to do. I'm so attached. It's like I was listening to a class by Vijaya Prabhu, And he was to give a lecture at a university, and one of the managers came in. Sorry, said, sorry, the lecture's been canceled. And he said, "Oh, what happened?" I guess it was professor said, "Oh, one student just committed suicide." So then he found out that this student, he was one of the top students, very intelligent, but he was second. He wasn't the top student. He came in second, not first. It was just too much, so he committed suicide. Too attached. So attachment is a big thing in the material world, and we're learning from Krishna, we're learning from Vidura that we shouldn't be so attached. We should be detached. So this is the difference between a Kripana and a Brahmana. The Brahmana is detached. The Kripana is so attached. The Brahmana is detached. Yajan, Putan Patam, Dhamma, Virgraha. That the Brahmana, he learns the scripture and he gives it. He teaches. A Gurukul teacher. And he doesn't even accept the salary. That's one of the standards in the history of India. They never accept any salary. The students would come and they would give some fruit or something. And that was the salary. Now, professors, sometimes I heard some of these professors, like at Harvard or something, they're getting $1 million a year. And they don't even, once you get up there, you don't even teach that much. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just ridiculous. But a real Brahmana, his interest is in giving. He's getting the knowledge from his guru, and he's giving. And also he knows how to worship, and he teaches others how to worship. He learns how to worship, and he teaches. This is the Vaishnava culture, it's giving. Just like when I was, many years ago, I was in India, and I was going through one village, and there's a house there, and the door was open. They saw me going by, and they said, "Oh, please come. We're honoring Prasad. Please come." Never seen them before, and I'm just, walking down the street. No, that's okay. I'm not very hungry. No, please, come. So they kind of like dragged me in there. I had nice Prasad too. There was one. Prabhupada was on a morning walk, and one householder asked. He had just taken to household life, and he asked Prabhupada, what does it mean to be a householder? And Prabhupada said, it means that before you honor Prasad, you go outside and you say 3 times, is anybody hungry? Is anybody hungry? Is anybody hungry? And if people come to take, then you give them Prasad, and you wait. And the devotee thought maybe Prabhupada didn't understand my question, because he thought that answer was like, he's a Westerner, we're like, what? So he said, Prabhupada, I just took to household life. What does it mean to be a householder? And Prabhupada said, it means that before you honor prasadam, you go outside and you shout 3 times, is anybody hungry? Is anybody hungry? Is anybody hungry? If no one comes, then you take prasadam. If anybody comes, then you give them prasadam. Honor your guests. And the devotee couldn't believe it. Like, now, you might be able to do that in India, but in America, we just think of the Spirit of the Lord. But that's culture. That's culture. Giving. And therefore this movement is all about, it's giving. We're a giving society. Pramarpanam na brahmahavir, brahmagna brahmana, brahmaya vatena ganta brahmakarma samaya. That one who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities in which that which is given is absolute and that which is accepted is of the same nature. So what are we giving out? We're giving out books, lots of books. And we're giving out prashad distribution, food for life. We're giving out the holy name. All these things, we're going out, we're giving to people. And we're taking also, people give donations for books. Sometimes they give donations for prashad. In India, it's a big thing. What do they call that?
Dakshina?
Huh?
Dakshina?
No, they have many temples where they distribute prashad.
Anadan.
Anadan?
Yeah.
So they're giving out a lot of prashad. And they're getting donations also from the government and from people in general. They're getting, and we're giving. So we're receiving and we're giving. It's all of it. So this is so important that we develop the qualities of a Brahmana. This is what Prabhupada wanted. He wanted to create a society of Brahmanas. There's already so many Sudras, practically no Vaishyas or Kshatriyas. The example is given as like the Brahmana, he is the head of society. And the Kshatriyas, they're the arms. And the Vaishyas, they're the bellies. And the Sudras are the legs. So now, throughout society, pretty much there's no head. There's no Brahmana. And a real Kshatriya, we have no arms in society. A real Kshatriya is like, Parikshit Maharaj and Yudhisthira Maharaj. These are real Kshatriyas. And even Vaishyas. What are Vaishyas? Vaishyas, they protect the cows, right? And they do agricultural business, and they do some type of business. But now the Vaishyas are killing the cows, making business off the cows. It's Kali Yuga, full on Kali Yuga. When Parikshit Maharaj saw someone trying to kill a cow, he was ready to kill that person. Or cow gives so many nice things. Giving, again, the cow is getting milk. Prabhupada said the miracle food. And from that we get ghee, we get yogurt, we get so many nice things. From the cow, it's amazing. The cow is just eating grass. Just grass, and from the grass, it goes through the cow, and we get nice milk. And from the milk, we get so many things. But it's all coming from grass. I mean, that's high tech. Here in the Silicon Valley, they're very, very proud of their high tech computers and all that. But that's nothing, man. You put grass in a cow, and you get milk, and so many things come from the milk. I mean, that's like Krishna is really high tech. So this verse is so nice. Prabhupada gives many nice points here of the two classes of men. One is called the Kripana. Unfortunately, we have too many Kripanas. So the purpose of this movement is to turn the Kripanas into Brahmanas, to turn the demons into devotees. It's a big challenge. It's a big challenge. But it's happening. I mean, so many devotees that were very materialistic, then they got this knowledge and they became very advanced spiritually. And amazing things happen in book distribution. I just got a story recently. It's not out yet. This is hot off the press. Devotees distributing books in Kazan, Russia. I've been there. We have a nice temple in Kazan. He was distributing, and this lady approached him, and she said, "Do you have the book, The Song of God?" And he said, yes, I do. And he pulled out the Bhagavad Gita. And she said, oh, thank you, thank you. See, I had a dream. I'm a Muslim, see, in Kazan it's mostly Muslims. I had a dream, and Allah came in this dream. I didn't see him, but from the effulgence, I could see that this is Allah, and he spoke to me. He said, a person is going to come, he's a monk, and he's got books, and you should get these books from him. They're very important books that will help you in your spiritual journey. So she said, well, do I owe you anything for this? And he gave her price. She was a poor lady just selling apples there. She had this this pouch. She opened it up, and then within that pouch was another pouch, and she opened that, and within that pouch there was a handkerchief, and within that handkerchief there was another handkerchief, and then she pulled out the money and gave a donation. And she was so appreciative. She took the Bhagavad Gita, put it to her chest, and she said, thank you, thank you, thank you. Allah, I did what you said. I have the book. So Allah wants our books distributed. There's another similar one in Europe. There was a devotee going door to door, and he knocked on the door, and the lady opened the door and saw him with the books, and she invited him in. She said, I was expecting you. Now he saw within this room there was a 7-foot picture of Jesus Christ. Beautiful picture of Jesus Christ. It was like, wow. And she said, Jesus came to me in a dream and said that a monk is going to come to your door and he has many books and you should get these books. And she said, 2 years previous, Jesus came to me in a dream and said, you should be vegetarian. Don't eat meat. She said, since then she's been vegetarian. And now I have these nice books. She gave a nice donation. So Jesus also wants this book distribution. They're on our side. The Christians may think that, we're on different sides, but no. It's like sometimes when I distribute books to Christians and they say, no, I'm a Christian. I said, oh, that's wonderful. Atheism is growing so much. We're on the same side. Mm. There's very nice arguments against atheism in these books. So this is for you. And this will increase your faith in Jesus. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're on the same side. We're trying to increase theism. And Kali Yuga will decrease more and more and more. But if we distribute more and more books, then people will get a higher understanding of life. These teachings teach us that we should live to serve. We live to serve Krishna. This is the pleasure of the soul. People are trying to get so much external pleasure through the senses. But there's no happiness. Brahmabhuta prasanatma nasochiti nakangsati samasarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti mavati. That by practicing Krishna consciousness, we get a clear understanding of who we are. Brahmabhuta, we get a clear understanding that we are spirit, not the body. Some of you may have heard that before. We're not the body, we're the soul. And the result of this is we get 3 results. We become prasanatma. We become happy. Just by getting that realization that we're the soul within, that we're part of Krishna, we're the eternal servants of Krishna. Nitya Siddha, Krishna Prema, Sajja Kavanoi, Shravanari Sudichite Kori. This is the situation of the soul. We're eternal servants of Krishna. Everybody is an eternal servant of Krishna. We have to serve somebody. Either we serve Krishna or we serve Maya. If we serve Krishna, eventually we get the loving embrace of Krishna. If we serve Maya, we get the kick. Maya. So it's our choice. Which one do you want? Loving embrace. That's what we want. Loving embrace of Krishna. Yeah, we've gotten enough kicks. And the kicks are good. Krishna gives us these little slaps or these little kicks, to help wake us up. It's like Dhritarashtra, he got some kicks, he got some slaps, and now he's so fortunate. Dhritarashtra is so fortunate that he has a younger brother that loves him. And even though he was kicked out of his palace, he was a prince. He was also the son of a king. He was kicked out by Duryodhana, and Dhritarashtra didn't say anything. But so Vidura just thought, all right, good. Should never stay in a place where you're not wanted. Should never stay in a place where you're not wanted, because it actually drains the subtle body. It's a disturbance to one's advancement, actually, in spiritual life. So he took that as Krishna's mercy, and he just went on touring. I think he went all around India to the holy place, I think for about 20 years, long time. So then he came back, and everybody was so happy to see Vidura after such a long time. Everybody was happy to see him. Dhritarashtra also, because he was his only real friend. It's rare to have a really, really, really good friend. So Vidura was that to Dhritarashtra. And the result of his listening to Vidura, as we're going to find here in some verses ahead, is that he became liberated. He went out to the forest and he did meditation, and he didn't attain bhakti, pure love for Krishna, but he got some level of advancement to the mercy of Vidura. So we're also very fortunate. There's so many saintly people in our movement. Prabhupada, the supreme saint in our movement, still with us. He reasons ill to say that Vaishnavas die while still living in sound. The Vaishnavas die to live, and living to spread the holy name around. So we can very much still associate with Prabhupada. Prabhupada said that I'm in my books more than I am in my Vapu. There's the Vani and there's the Vapu. In the Vani, Krishna is there also. And the pure devotee is there in the Vani. Like there was one person who was speaking to Prabhupada, and he was lamenting that he didn't get to hear Krishna speak, personally, like Arjuna. And Prabhupada said, no, don't lament. Reading Bhagavad Gita and Krishna standing right before you speaking Bhagavad Gita is no difference. No difference. And the advantage of having a Bhagavad Gita, reading the Bhagavad Gita, is you don't understand something, then you could go back and read it. You can't just, if Krishna's speaking, you can't say, Krishna, I didn't really catch that. Can you repeat that again? You can't say that. But with the Bhagavad Gita, and we read it over and over and over and over and over and over again. The chat program, chapter day. Read it over and over, and hopefully, eventually, it's gonna sink. It's gonna stick in us. So this is the advantage of having the book, that we could hear it over and over and over again. And the teachings of Krishna are ever fresh. Krishna was blessed that whatever you speak, will be ever fresh. Anybody know who blessed him? Anybody online know who blessed Krishna, that whatever you speak will be ever fresh? Sandipani Muni. Sandipani Muni. He blessed him because Krishna brought back his deceased son. So Krishna, he was able to do that. He can do things like that. So then he got this blessing that whatever you speak will be ever fresh. Of course, Krishna doesn't need to be blessed by anybody. Automatically, it's ever fresh. But Krishna also accepts blessings. So yeah, we could read these things over and over and over and over again. Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada says in one purport that you can read the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, thousands of times, and each time you read it, you'll get new insight in the subject matter. So nice. Generally, if you read a book, that's it. You read it once and that's it. Maybe, 2 or 3 times, very rarely. But not with Krishna's. Over and over. So sweet, so nectarian. And what do we get out of it? Jnanena tutat ajnanam yesam dasnam. Having attained this knowledge, one becomes free of the darkness of this material existence. We become enlightened by hearing Krishna's words. By hearing the words of the pure devotee, we become enlightened. And we become free of the darkness, of the Kripana mentality. And we become filled with the Brahmana mentality of giving, giving, giving. So maybe I'll leave some time for questions or comments, reflections. From our online.
Prabhu, one question.
Yeah.
So about that, earlier you were talking about different faiths, they all, we always read like the old truths, the truth will all say the same thing, right? If it's a real truth, So when we approach people who are coming from a different background, like a different religion, sometimes they're averse to the teachings because they think we're imposing something else, like we're trying to rid them of what they have and replace it with something else. I was just wondering if you can give some insights on how to approach those people in such a way that they can take these books and not be in a favorable way, and not be like, oh no, this is like demoniac, like a lot of people think like, oh, like in Middle East, they're teaching like, oh, all this Hinduism and stuff that's like Satan, like Krishna is like Satan, like they think like that. So how do we correct that misconception?
Yeah, that's a common thing, is that when we're distributing books, people have different excuses why they don't want to take a book. And one of the common ones, no, I'm of another belief, I have another religion. So I tell them, no, we're not trying to change your belief. So you put the defense down. So they're defensive. No, I'm of another belief. Put the defense down. No, we're not trying to change it. But there's always more to learn about God. So that's the positive. God is unlimited. So much to learn about God. So I sell many books to Christians and also Muslims with that simple line. We're not trying to change your belief. There's always more to learn about God. So yeah, it's a good thing to know from Buddhist leadership. Yeah, and it's true. There's so much. I mean, I grew up a Christian, but Christianity or in the Bible, there's very little information about God. I was at one university, Texas A&M, recently, just a couple months ago, and a lot of Christians there. It's the Bible Belt, a lot of Christians. So two Christians came to my table, and they were trying to convert me. And I said, well, you know, I've been practicing this for 46 years. So I don't think you're going to have much luck converting me, especially since I used to be a Christian. So they said, well, can you tell us anything in your books that we don't have in the Bible? I said, yes, the beauty of God. And they said, no, we also have an understanding of the beauty of God. God has blazing fire coming from his eyes. I said, that's not very attractive. I mean, that scared me more than anything else, right? And that's it's there in the Bible. I looked it up. What is Krishna's eyes? According to our lotus eyes, beautiful eyes. Everything about Krishna is beautiful. His lotus hands, his lotus feet, his lotus navel, his lotus face. Not that all these things look like lotuses, but the lotus is the most beautiful flower, so the most beautiful. Krishna has the most beautiful face, most beautiful hands, most beautiful feet, most beautiful navel. Generally, we don't think of a navel as being very beautiful. Krishna's got a beautiful navel. So, yeah, we have to present Krishna consciousness in an attractive way. But yeah, they have so many excuses. When you're distributing books, you've distributed books before?
No, this first time I went on Saturday with one program.
Oh, really?
I was encountering like a lot of, like we were in a shopping area, so I think most people were already focused on, you know, sense gratification.
Who'd you go with?
Chaitanya Prabhu. So he was,
and you were in the shopping area?
Yeah, like a outdoor mall.
Outdoor mall.
And a lot of people there are so focused on, I'm headed to this shop. No, I'm going to get coffee with my family. I can't talk.
Yeah, one thing about book distribution is you have to be so focused. You have to be so focused on giving Krishna to others that they forget about their shopping.
Yeah.
So, because Krishna, he's he's Upadrashthanamantacha. He's in the hearts of all living entities. He's directing to wonders of everyone. And he's the source of all remembrance and forgetfulness. So if we're sincerely trying to give Krishna to others, then Krishna sends people to you. And they forget about their other stuff. And they take a book. Take many books.
Yeah, one Prabhu, he has been to the San Francisco temple, and he was very interested, and I think his partner was there, and she was, like he just got lost talking with me. His partner had to pull him like, hey, no, the shop is going to close soon. And then, but then they came out afterwards, and then they had a very like long conversation with us. So it worked out. But it, like you said, it's, you know, the people that, you know, are meant to be there, they just forget everything.
Were they Americans or Indians?
American and Indian. So the boy I was talking to was American, and his partner was Indian.
And she was trying to drag him away.
Yeah, no, but I think she realized like, okay, these guys are gonna be here for a while. Like, let's go and get the food
and then come back. Yeah, I had an interesting experience also in Palo Alto that I called over a Chinese man and an Indian. They were walking together. The Chinese man, he came and he's showing interest. And the Indian say, no, we don't need that. And I'm saying, no, I'm speaking to him.
Yeah.
Kind of. So then he took a book.
Sorry.
He took 2 books, actually, Bhagavad Gita.
I was excited to see Indians because I thought, okay, this is the culture, you know, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they'll buy it. but they're even more aversive sometimes.
Sometimes they're even
Right.
more averse because they have bad experiences. Also, we have bad examples in India. So many cheating gurus. Even Prabhupada, he didn't want to go see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yeah, I've seen all these people before. I don't know. Prabhupada didn't want to go see Bhaktisiddhanta. It's amazing, because he saw, these people, they're smoking bees and doing this and doing that and cheating and relationships with women, swamis. It's like terrible examples in India. So people become. It's amazing that people come and they still have faith in Krishna after seeing all these rascal so-called gurus and swamis. I'm surprised, but there's Bhagavad Gita. They have the Bhagavad Gita. They know, all right, well, these guys are off. But we have the Bhagavad Gita. We have the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we're fortunate that Prabhupada came. As it is guru. Not a bogus guru. Not a bogus guru. Prabhupada's the real thing. The real thing. So many cheaters. And Prabhupada said, I have not come here to cheat you. I've come to give Krishna. And he had that purity and the desire. See, that's the thing about book distribution is you have to have a strong desire to pray to Krishna. Krishna, please help me to be an instrument in your hands. Help me to help these conditioned souls. Help me to give your knowledge to these souls. You have to pray like that. Krishna reciprocates. Prabhupada was so many wonderful prayers. Why did Prabhupada have so much success? Because he was fervently praying to help the conditioned souls. And therefore, there's a book called The Hare Krishna Explosion. Americans are joining this movement like anything, giving up, gambling, intoxication, meeting illnesses, giving these things up, chanting 16 rounds a day. I think, wow. Prabhupada thought that when I tell them, follow the four-legged principles, they're going to say, Swamiji, please go home. He couldn't believe that they're going to follow the regular principles. There was one Britishman, he wanted to be a Brahmana. And he asked, boy, can you make me a Brahmana? I said, yes. You just follow the four regular principles, no gambling, no intoxication, no meeting, no sex, chant 16 hours a day. You'll be a Brahmana. His response was, impossible. But here Americans, giving them up. Still it's happening. Prabhupada's Christians. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
His Grace Vijaya Prabhu ki jai.